Hey everyone, how's it going? It's me, Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO, coming back for a Wednesday extra video, and I wanted to take a little time this week to say it's Eternal Weekend this weekend. It's coming right up, and there are two huge events happening. There is Legacy Cup, of course, biggest Legacy tournament in North America of the year. I will for sure be playing in that. But there's also the biggest Vintage tournament, Vintage Cup, Vintage Championships, and that happens on Friday. I will be there on Friday, but unfortunately, I will not be able to compete in the Vintage Cup since I do not have the right deck. But if I could, this is the deck I would play. This is Vintage Doomsday. It is a deck that is very powerful and cool, and there's a legacy version that I've put up some videos of on the channel, but I've also done a few Vintage Doomsday, and I wanted to come back and do another Vintage Doomsday League today, right before Eternal Weekend, is kind of a concession to not being able to play in the Legacy or the Vintage Championships. I'll just make this video instead and say if I could play the Vintage Championships, this is what I'd play. Maybe next year the channel will be a little bigger. I'll have some more collateral. People would feel more comfortable loading the Doomsday Power 5, which is like, Lotus, Sapphire, Jet, Time Walk, Ancestral Recall. I do own the rest of these cards. Well, I don't have a Tabernacle either, so it would be Power 5 plus Tabernacle, and I'd be ready to rock. I sent out a message on Twitter saying, hey, if anyone's able to do this, and I have collateral for being I guess, something of a public figure. It's not really like, I'm not saying I'm popular or anything, but I do have a public reputation at stake, and also I would split any winnings. I'm still out here trying to make this happen because I do really want to play the Vintage Championships, but my heart's not set on it. I've made peace with the fact that maybe next year. But anyways, yeah, hit me up if you think you can accommodate me. I will split any winnings with you. Anyways, Doomsday. We all know it. We all love it. It is a deck that is trying to exile your own library and then win with a Thassa's Oracle trigger. And a few things are different this time around. Speaking of Eternal Weekend, my good friend Max, also known as Maxtortion online, who won the Vintage Championships last year at Eternal Weekend, suggested I try out a one of Lotus Petal in this deck. That was a while back. I've been doing this for a minute, but I'm not sure if I've made a Doomsday video since. So if this is new to the list, here it is. It's a Lotus Petal. It's very cool. And the rest is pretty standard here. We got a stock up as something that's maybe not as standard. And Mystical Tutor is another card that kind of comes and goes with the list. I'm playing it right now just because I really want to streamline and make it as consistent as possible. And I'm also playing one Preordain. Sometimes you see 2 or even 3 Preordains. I'm just playing 1 right now to make room for a little bit more grinding power with stock up and a little more speed with Lotus Petal. I've also played without Skull at times, but I think I was just playing the card wrong, and now I think I'm a little more experienced with Skull. Hopefully we can make some cool stuff happen with that. Over in the sideboard, we just have some pivots with Murktide Regent, some cards that respect Bazaar of Baghdad, like Leyline of the Void and Tabernacle. But the biggest question was between Steel Sabotage and Consign to Memory. I ultimately landed on Steel Sabotage, but if you feel strongly that this should be Consign to Memory and not Steel Sabotage, leave a comment, let me know. If you're going to Eternal Weekend and playing Vintage Champs, leave a comment, let me know. I love to hear about stuff like that. And yeah, I guess that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. The top tier of the Patreon is currently full, but if one-on-one coaching or something like that is something you're interested in, just contact me. I'm sure we can work something out. All right, cool. Let's get in there. Vintage Doomsday on the week before Eternal Weekend. All right, game 1. We're up against my good buddy Michael Mapson, fantastic pilot, and has a great podcast. I'll link it in the description. We're definitely taking the play. They're playing a Luris deck. I'm pretty comfortable keeping a hand with Ancestral. And then I'll just do it on their upkeep to play around Force and Negation, I guess. Like, if I thought this hand could win out of nowhere, maybe I would Ancestral right now. But I have a Street Wraith. So if I hit like Mox Jet, Lotus, well, not even that. I think it would take it quite a bit to win. So I think I'm happy to just Ancestral on the upkeep. That's fine. That's fine. This classic play. Nah, it's close. Basic Island, Mana Crypt. So this is probably like a Lurrus PO deck. I'm gonna let Stock Up go. It's not really what I need to fight over here. I don't think the Lurrus control decks like Max won last year with play Mana Crypt, but I'm not sure. Mox Ruby. Okay. Another Doomsday. Let's cast Ponder. Another Doomsday. I think I'll just take the misstep. Is that true though? I don't know. I'm gonna shuffle because I think I want to play Sewers. And the card of these that I would want to mill over, well, I'd just give it away, you know? Street Wraith and Doomsday could only be one deck. So shuffle that. I get Dark Ritual, that's pretty good. I could just go for a win here. Sure. We're doing it. We're doing it. I'm doing it. Maybe. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. Mindbreak Trap, that sucks. What is this doing in your main board? Force of Will. Are you kidding me right now? Why do they have so many Mindbreak Traps? Is that just what the meta is right now? Alright, whatever. Just gonna let it go. Try again. I hope they don't win next turn. That was disastrous. I got something. Sure. Alright, if I draw a mana source, we'll fire again. If they counter this one too, it's gonna be like, damn, I guess I should have kept the third Doomsday, huh? I guess so. Flusterstorm. Alright. Go ahead and Gush here. Lotus, Petal, and Lotus. Let's cycle. Maybe I'll hit that Doomsday. They say no Doomsdays, Teddy. Well, there's two more. There's also Demonic Consultation, Oracle. That might work. Fluster. Could have used that a second ago. Maybe I should have... Well, I did have a mana open. Let's just pass. Or hold on. I should cast the Lotus Petal. If I need to fluster, I really don't want to use Black Lotus on it. That would be a real bummer. Now I wish I had that stock up. It's more selection than Gush. Gush is a lot more efficient. They're both 2-for-1s. I don't know. It's hard to compare them. It's always the possibility that Mana Crypt will do them in. Nope, they've won both flips. Nice. What the hell is this? Lorien revealed? Can't even counter that with Flusterstorm. Crazy. Crazy. And now they'll pass. DT. Okay. Well, this might work best now while they don't have much mana. I can like resolve a Doomsday Maybe? I don't know. It's kind of the name of the game, isn't it? Or I could try to get more cards. I don't know, dude. I'm gonna play Doomsday. It's the name of the deck, isn't it? How do you like that shit? Finally got a frickin' force out of them. Cluster that. Same targets. Now if I had Gush. Oh, sure. Yeah, why not? Oh! Got one more Doomsday. And they've won all their crypt flips. So all this time I've bought has been for nothing. Lures to hand. Time walk, sure. Alright, they finally take 3 off the Monocrypt. Force of Will. Not great. Bin that. Send it back. Okay, here we go. They would be at 2 right now if everything went my way. Luris. Oh, they can't cast Luris yet. I was like, the life gain seems kind of nice. I don't know. Mental misstep. Too late for that. We're running out of time. Okay, okay. Taking some real damage now. Is this Tinker, maybe? This could be a Tinker deck. Oracle. Do I just play that to block and hope Monocrypt wins? Or do I actually hold out to see if I hit Demonic Consultation? This crypt is starting to scare me. Finally. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. I'll hold it. Damn it. I think that's becoming a little bit of a pipe dream. What if I'd cast Street Wraith? Would that have been good? I don't know. They do have a swamp. They get Black Lotus. Now they can do Luris. I think I just counter Luris. Like I said, the life gain is like... would really put them in it here. Force of Will. And you know, I'm actually not sure if a Tinker deck would run Tolarian Academy. Maybe they would. Alright, I'm hoping to hit Consultation off the top and for them to have no more interaction. I could ponder into Decon. It's not too late. Skull? No, that is too late. Shuffle that. Dark Ritual, so close. Alright, they take it down. They countered 3 Doomsdays. Whatever, it happens. I'm gonna bring in Murktide Regent, even though I'm on the play right now. I'm also gonna bring in Thoughtseize. I want to punch a hole, and I want to know when they have Mindbreak Trap. I might be out of touch with Vintage, but mainboard Mindbreak Trap in multiples is pretty crazy to me. It's at least not something I've encountered before, and Michael is a brilliant player, so this could be something unique to him. We'll see. Alright, usually in these matchups I like trimming on things that are value negative, like Mystical Tutor and Vampiric Tutor. And Steel Sabotage is like okay, I think. It's more for shops. Yeah, I don't know. Urza Saga is a restricted card. Let's not worry about that too much. And then I can trim 1 Dark Ritual. I am rusty. I feel like I used to be able to sideboard pretty quickly in Vintage. I will take the play. Hand's a little slow, but it's got like the sculpt factor, and I don't hate days. on the play. Even against these like Mana Crypt decks. You just gotta find your window. Alright. Ponder. It's a little weak. What do I do with this? I think I just shuffle. Much better. Much better. That's so funny. Ah, man. Days is so good when you're going off on turn 1. I wish I was going off right now. While we're waiting, maybe I can show off some of the cooler pieces I have for this deck and paper. Oh yeah, look at this Underground Sea. Very nice. This is for playtesting since my Underground Seas were in Legacy decks. This Demonic Consultation, very cool card from Ice Age. Let's pull that sucker out of the sleeve. Yeah. So cool. Black Lotus resolves. And that's it, huh? Looks like a hard cast Mindbreak Trap. It's always Mindbreak Trap. Alright, play Strand. Ancestral Me. I play the land first to make them think. Oh, I could just turn around Dark Ritual Doomsday, then what would you gonna do? Red Blast? Alright, let's Daze, see if I can trade with the Lotus for that. Turns out, yeah. Okay, well, now I'm gonna force. And bet against them having a Flusterstorm. Mindbreak Trap. Why not? That's absurd. I had the read on Mindbreak Trap, but like, I don't know. I guess they just have tons. They have tons of Mindbreak Traps. Can't be helped. Days? Nah. They have 2 lands. If they only had 1, it would protect me against a pretty solid category of answers. Dark Ritual. Cast Demonic Tutor. Let's grab Treasure Cruise. Send it back. Probe. Well, no secrets over here anymore. And they'll pass. Street Wraith. Dark Ritual. Street Wraith. We're in there. See if they can beat this 6-turn clock. With Swamp Walk. They'll Time Walk. Alright. This card's pretty good. I don't know if you've heard. He says decks in the format don't play enough lands. Yep, that's what everyone's always saying about Vintage, right? Mana drain my fucking Treasure Cruise. Oh my god. They'll have mana for everything next turn. That's so funny. It'll be generic though, so do with that what you will. Bottom, bottom. Chain of Vapor. Interesting. I'm also just a tourist. I don't really know much about Vintage. Alright, what are you going to do with your 8 generic? Probably put Luris in your hand. Stock up. That also makes sense. Got their land drops. Gotta do something about this Luris. The lifelink on Luris is really making the Street Wraith line feel bad. They've got 5 cards in hand. It's kind of absurd how poorly these games have gone. I've sent it like pretty consistently, but it just has not really worked out. Wonder if they'll want to bounce my Street Wraith. That'd be fine by me at this point. They don't. Okay. Well, let's attack. And then let's see if they interact with this Thoughtseize. Yes. Well, it was a good exchange, I suppose. Maybe I should have brought in Fatal Push. I don't know. I don't like doing that against, like, combo Lurrus. It feels very weak. But here I am without cards. Maybe if I draw Dig Through Time. Okay, Lurrus is back. Lotus is back. Haven't seen a Doomsday yet, but this island is not feeling great. Brain freeze yourself. Yep. They might have it here. All they really need to do is hit Breach. There's Breach. That should be a win. Oh, they didn't... Oh, did they already play Lotus out of the yard? Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's just pack it up. I think I'm good. Not a good start. Maybe it's good I'm not playing Vintage Cup. Or maybe that game just went really bad. I don't know. I'll be back for round 2. Welcome back for round number 2. We won the die roll. That's sick. Another Lurrus. Well, that makes sense. This hand is pretty solid. We're going to use Lotus to stock up on turn 1 here. Hold on. Is that true? I could ponder into a Doomsday and win with Days back up. Why don't we do that? Decon. Yeah, I could decon for a Doomsday, and as long as I don't exile both oracles, we should be good, right? Or no, I just used the ponder. It doesn't work like that. I'm gonna shuffle. Land. Okay. Yeah, no need to burn the Lotus. Days gets worse, though. This is prime Days in time, and I have this Dark Ritual. It's probably not going anywhere. Let's cast Stock Up. Alright, we'll take Ancestral, sure, and Demonic Tutor. Or I could take Flusterstorm. That's probably going to be better. It doesn't really matter what order I put things in, but I guess Days should be at the very bottom, and Demonic Tutor at the very top. Basic Island. Is this the same deck? Mox Emerald. Go. I know it's not Oath. It's definitely not Oath. Street Wraith. Okay. Play a land. Ancestral. Me. Mental Misstep? What? Fluster that. They did not pay. Now they have Fluster. Okay. Oh, no. I could have Dark Ritualed and then Dazed it. Dazed one copy, but they could have paid for that one, and I think they would have. So I don't think that would have been very good. I think they're out of interaction, though. Let's see if I can spike Doomsday here. There's a lot of cards that aren't Doomsday on the bottom of my deck. Cast Gush. Can't Daze anymore. That's fine. Shit. Oh, man. I swear, like, sometimes when I play this deck, amazing things happen, and then sometimes this happens. Yep, that would have been good to Daze. Would have been pretty good to Daze that. There it is, and they're tapped out, so... Get them. I do have to pass the turn, which is scary. Make a blue. Daze your force. I wish this was like a cantrip or something. Alright, we're in there. Finally got a frickin' Doomsday to resolve. However, I don't have any lands, which is not good. But we'll do the classic. 2 Oracles, Ancestral, Black Lotus, and then I guess Flusterstorm. You know, the classic. Hate that I'm passing the turn. Delta, go. All right. Well, I mean, it doesn't get much better for me. It's not like the game gets better the more I wait, so... Cast Ancestral. They got 2 cards in hand. What do you think they are? It is possible I should have chosen Force over Fluster. And now things are about to really slow down. Because now I'm going to draw Black Lotus next turn. Which wasn't even necessary if I wasn't going to win this turn, so I should have put Fluster next, then Oracle, and then Lotus 4th. But that's okay. Glad they weren't just like attacking with Luris this whole time. But they'll probably start now. Probe, they see the Emperor has no clothes. Oh wait, similar to the last round, they can't cast Luris. They only have 1 black and no white mana. That's rough. Sure. Don't love that. That makes me feel like I either need to go for it on a turn where they don't have a lot of mana, or when I can send Oracle twice. But I have no card draw spells. But they're also not getting Luris, so that might give me another turn here. We'll see, huh? I literally have nothing. Island and Snow-Covered Island. So this is a deck with Gifts Ungiven. This would be perfect. Fluster, I think, could break through when they're doing stuff like casting Lorraine Revealed, but I think they have Force of Will. This 5 mana is a little too perfect. Gifts Ungiven. Oh, they can win themselves. Well, that's no good. Yeah, I gave them too much time. I screwed this up. I should have at least tried to win this turn. And then maybe they wouldn't have been able to cast gifts. I don't know. What happened to the shark in me? I feel like there was a shark in me at some point when I used to play this deck. And now that shark is dormant or dead. You can have Lotus and Pyroblast. Wait, what the hell? I did a Liliana thing. I did a Liliana Ultimate Pick the Wrong Pile thing. Let me read this card. Okay, so I choose the ones that go to the graveyard. I was dead anyways, whatever. Doesn't matter where you put the breach, Luris can get it. Alright. I know a little bit more about the deck now. I don't think I want Leyline of the Void. I'm faster than this deck. So I'll just want stuff that can stop them for free, basically. I don't think Chain of Vapor was right last round. And I think I should have kept both of my card disadvantage tutors. I think I can cut Skull, though. No, I think I can cut Island. I want the Skull. Too late. Fuck it. This hand is pretty unexciting. This hand is pretty exciting. Put one of the forces away. Lead on Sewers. Yeah, I'll cast a stock up next turn. Unmulligan myself. Working too hard to unmulligan myself here. But at least I'm doing it. Could also just hold up hardcast Force Negation, but I don't know. That seems kind of lame. Alright, we'll take Dark Ritual Probe. Probe them. Although I could have held the probe. No, their hand's pretty good. They have Mana Drain, which they can cast next turn. Okay. And Dress Down. Volcanic Island. Yeah, they're just holding up their stuff. It's not great, folks. Petal. Does that change anything? Not really. I'm going to play it and then probably just vamp this turn. Try and break through their defenses. Or get them to interact, you know? Something like that. Still one unknown. They have a lot of permission. And just annoying stuff I need to fight through. But if they tap low here and play like, or get Lurrus in their hand, we might be able to do this. Alright, Vampiric Tutor for Ancestral. Ancestral me. No, hold on. Dark Ritual Doomsday. I feel like they're gonna Mana Drain this. I can force that. I mean, daze that. And I have not played a land yet. So now I can force a negation on the hard cast. Turn around and just play land and that was their last unknown card, Chain of Vapor. Hell yeah. Alright, Lotus, Oracle, everything's face up. I guess it'd just be like, what do I want to hide? And I guess nothing. I already resolved Doomsday last game too. So yeah, nothing really matters here. I guess we'll go like that. Land, Ancestral, Lotus, Oracle with Fluster backup, baby. We did it! I finally took a game. I'm starting to feel things become as they were. I really don't think Leyline of the Void is good enough into this deck. I've never played against it before. This is my first time playing against it. It just doesn't seem good enough. They got a lot going on. Is Murktide Region any good? They have a combo win. And Brain Freeze is just kind of generically good against me as well. Not a lot to like about this situation. I'm going to take Thoughtseize and cut one Dark Ritual. Or no, it should be Daze, right? Oh, I wanted the Skull back. That's right. I remember now. This hand is not great. Did I set out that island? No, I probably should have. Mulligan that. That's better. Keep this. Bottom Street Wraith, I think. Yeah. Alright, Flood String, go over there. You got it. We drew Brainstorm. Let's send this Skull. Oh. Ancestral over the top. I could counter that. I feel like my card advantage is going to outstrip theirs, though. It's 3 random cards. I'll let it go. And they did not come up with the interaction. We're going to start with a Modest Skull, because my hand's already good. Say 4. No, let's do 5. Fluster, Underground Sea, Mox Sapphire, Demonic Tutor, Misstep. Okay, let's bin Force. Is that how we're doing this? Nah, just Force a Negation, and then... I think Demonic Tutor. Yeah. And I think I do need to pitch Treasure Cruise to Force a Will. I don't anticipate it being easy to cast with Skull out. I'm gonna let Brainstorm go. Well, actually, should I have misstepped that? I don't know. They already resolved Ancestral, which is like a great target for misstep. But I guess so is Red Blast. They also went to cleanup. Yeah, I'll just play out our mana and pass the turn. After sculling, of course. Three cards, please. And we can afford to drop a Ponder. Still no Doomsday. Black Lotus, sure. And then pass. Might be kind of hard for Fluster to work here. Am I going to Brainstorm right now? I have to skip my draw step anyways. There's a Doomsday. I was kind of hoping for the mana to cast it. Yeah, let's put back Treasure Cruise and... Wait, these cards are going to my graveyard. Cruise might still be a reality I can believe in. I think Daze and, I guess Misstep are kind of bad. Sure. Really boofed that whole mental misstep thing. Time Walk. No, I want to shuffle. Okay. I'm gonna wait. My hand is almost perfect. Just a little more life, and I think we'll get there. That's 3. One more put me to 8. Then I can force, but probably not Street Wraith. Doomsday will put me to 4. I'm gonna trust 3 is enough to find me a black source. Doesn't that seem right? Doesn't it seem like in my next 3 cards there will be a black source? It might cost 1 life though, so that was another reason to not do that. I want Black Lotus. I want Dark Ritual. I guess I would accept land, but I'm trying to cast multiple Flusterstorms here. If you consign to memory this, I'll be livid. Gifts ungiven. Gifts ungiven. Fluster. Storm of 3. They played around Spell Pierce, though. Gotta give him that. Alright, now I don't care about 2 Flusters. There's the land. There's the land. Yeah, okay. We're gonna discard Scalding Tarn, Street Wraith. And hopefully win next turn. We'll see. Ah, man, it was kind of like... Well, no. I think I'm gonna have to force before the Doomsday resolves, so it wasn't the same. But there's also, you know, having to activate this Flooded Strand, so it wasn't all the same. Alright, well, here we go. Hope this works and all that. Doomsday. They got 6 cards. We're just hoping at this point that what we have is just better than what they have. That's how it's gonna work. Force your mana drain. Show me that Flusterstorm. Show it to me. There we go. There we go. Now I gotta do the insane thing where I fluster their fluster. But we'll get through it. Or I'll misclick and we'll lose. Alright. This one. This one. This one. This one's mine, so not that one. We can just say another copy on same targets, I guess. Let me just make sure all these Flusterstorms are accounted for. Oh, hold on. Oh, this one has not been assigned yet. See, it's confusing. It's like hecka confusing. think we're in there. Oracle, Black Lotus, Ancestral. Oh wait, maybe we don't need Ancestral. I'm going to 3. I could go to 1 off the Street Wraith. Sure. Which means what? Just take another Fluster. Sure. Oracle, Lotus, Fluster. Oh, I don't get a draw step though. I might as well draw everything right now. Right? Just ignore the Street Wraith. So I'm gushing into Lotus Ancestral. Yeah. I hope I didn't screw that up. Gush. Lotus. Ancestral me. Cast Oracle. I win! Alright. Back on the right track, folks. We are 1-1. And maybe we'll face a different deck next round. Welcome back for round number 3. Hand's pretty good. We're up against Lurrus again. I really hope the deck's a little different this time. That'd be nice. And yeah, we're just gonna send the skull here. With force backup. I mean, I wish it was a Doomsday because I have the Street Wraith, but also we'd probably just stop after that. Force your force. They pitch Sink into Stupor, so this actually might be like Jewel. Wait, no, it can't be Jewel. Oh man, they had 2 forces. I don't know how many Brain Freezes they run though, so we might be in the clear on that front. Underground Sea, Mox Emerald, Mox Sapphire is your last card stock up. No, they're putting Lurrus in hand. They have Black Lotus? Come on. Come on! This is some weak stuff. Yeah. They had to have top decked at least one of those cards. Brainstorm? I think that's better than Ponder here. Yeah. Alright. Put back Demonic Tutor. And if I can Ponder into a win. Ancestral. Yeah. Okay. It's not bad. I guess I'll put Daze in my hand right now. Not sure what good it's going to do me against this Lotus, but it's literally something. Alright, Ancestral me. Play Mox Sapphire. Cast Dig Through Time. Hopefully hit Black Lotus. We do. Happy day. Have I played a land yet? No. Lotus. Doomsday. Ancestral, Lotus. Oracle. Fluster. Oracle. Done. These piles are probably not optimal, but I'm guessing they don't have counter magic, is what I'm thinking. Shit, hold on. Wait, no, that's right. No, it's not right. It's all wrong. We want Ancestral Lotus again. Gosh, great. Feeling great. That was some Doomsday stuff right there. This is probably the same deck, right? It feels like it's probably the same deck. So we'll side the same way. This time I'm actually going to remember to side that island out, and then Fatal Push, it can't be that bad, right? For a card that's virtually always in their hand, having some way to beat Lurrus seems kind of nice. It's kind of a boring hand. This one's not better, but I think it's better than a 5. Ship the Lotus Petal. Maybe that's wrong, though. Mox Emerald Soul Ring. I could misstep that, but I don't really like trying to fight their mana. That could be an incorrect heuristic, but I feel like fighting card advantage or protecting my own combo is usually better. Brainstorm. Nice. Play Sapphire. Send it back. Land go. Not going for Luris. Cast an end of turn Brainstorm. Always the best. Pyroblast? I feel like I want to turn this Underground Sea into an actual card. I'm gonna misstep. Your Red Blast. I got 1 card left. Well, I guess the good news about the rituals is that I can get rid of the other 2 lands. And that one. I mean, sure, unless your last card's Fluster, which they've kind of hinted at it being, but... Oh wait, hold on. This doesn't even win, though. Like, I can't ponder into anything. It just ends there. So I might as well ponder first. More of the same. I guess I could send twice, right? Like, if it fails this turn, I could do it again next turn. And if not, I just go off. Alright. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. I could just force, right? And then they have 1 turn to draw something relevant. That seems good. Do the thing. Guess this means I should have put Mox Jet in my hand. Well, no, that doesn't really make sense, because that wouldn't let me go off again next turn. Alright, that's more like it. They told me they didn't draw anything, and they didn't make me do it. Alright, we're now 2-1. Things are getting better. Well, it looks like all my friends are coming out for this league. Joel's a good dude. And a brilliant blue-black mage. I think this is a mulligan. Yeah. Man, casting Vamp after mulliganing is so bad. But no Luris, that's kind of exciting. I could bottom the Jet and mitigate some of my sadness. I think I'd bottom the Ritual first, though. Yeah. Well, not much to be done about that. Snow-covered island. I wonder, are they doing like a Joel deck, but in Vintage? That was a terrible draw. Ugh. Let's ponder. Okay. I mean, this is approaching a win. I'm gonna take the Gush, hide the Flusterstorm. I can't cast it anyways. Maybe I should have taken the land. I can just take them both, I think. I don't think I need to cast Vampiric Tutor here. But I do need to cast it if I want a Doomsday. So... Man, if this Chain of Vapor was a real card, I think I'd feel pretty solid about going for a win here. But it's not a real card, so I'll just make another land drop. And then we'll, I guess, try and win next turn. 8 cards in hand, like what's going on over there? I'm gonna Surveil. There's no need to cast Vampiric Tutor if the card you want is already on top of your deck, you know? Sure. Shallow Grave. Yeah, this feels like a Joel deck. Oh, I wonder if they're doing Unpowered Vintage for Eternal Weekend. Honestly, powered, unpowered doesn't really make much of a difference when you're stopping a Doomsday deck. It's not like, well, I mean, sometimes Ancestral Recall can be cast offensively, but for the most part, it's not going to matter all that much. They'll get you all the same. All right, here we go. Cast Doomsday. All right. I don't think they would have forced if they had anything better than that. So let's go ahead and fluster back. Same targets. All right, fair enough. Yeah, they pitched show and tell. I could still win this turn if I spike force and they don't have another piece of interaction here. Another Doomsday. I'll try again next turn, whatever. Pass. Don't beat me. That's 2 Force of Wills down. Pitching Stock Up and Show and Tell 2, 3 drops. That's tough. Reanimate my Street Wraith. That's pretty good. Hopefully it's not good enough. Oh, I can also Chain of Vapor that thing and get my Street Wraith back. Might not be worth doing. Gonna go ahead and do this so I can do a gush into Ancestral Pile. Okay, that's pretty honest that they're just F6'd here. And it's good for them. I guess they just trust that I'll be able to kick things off this turn. I don't know if Leyline of the Void's entirely necessary here. I'm going to take Thoughtseize, Trim Daze, Trim Chain of Vapor, take a Force Negation on the draw, and also a Murktide Regent. This deck might trend fair. Actually, I saw Show and Tell. What am I doing? Give me that other Force Negation. I changed my mind. Keeping 7. This hand has 3 lands in it. Has Mental Misstep. That's about it. I'm gonna mulligan. Alright, I mean, that's certainly flashier. I'll keep in bottom the Skull, I think. Underground Sea pass. And there's Dark Ritual. I think I'm gonna wait until I can also fluster. That just seems like the right thing to do. And also I'd have to pass the turn. If, say, the Doomsday resolves, I'm just passing the turn. Is that really where you want to be? They tapped black. They almost did something. And then they stopped. Let's go ahead and get Undercity Sewers. Lotus Petal? Do I need the mana? It'd make things a little easier, I guess. What would I want to draw instead? I guess nothing. Days, I guess. But I cited them out. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. I'll Entomb in response. Resolves. Atraxas in the yard. Maybe they were seeing if I would interact with that. Alright, well, I'll do the thing, I suppose. I feel like Double Fluster should back this up. And Nuth. And then the following turn I'll just draw another Oracle. Wait, can I cast 2 Oracles this turn? 5 mana. I mean, provided I don't have to fluster, I could cast 2 Oracles. I think I'd rather fluster twice. That seems better. Alright, Cycle Street Wraith. Ancestral me. Yeah, what was I thinking? Of course I want to draw that Lotus Petal. That was like the best possible draw. Consign, I do have a Fluster for that. And we got there. Hell yeah. Maybe I should play in Vintage Champs. I mean, I can't, but after early on in the league, I was like, maybe it's a good thing I'm not doing it. But I feel like, I don't know. It just takes reps. Hopefully, the final match here will be a spectacle. Time for the final round. And it is a Lurrus deck again. 4 out of 5 Lurrus. That shouldn't surprise anyone. This hand is double force and a demonic tutor, which is like, I don't rate that as high as like a Doomsday or Ancestral or anything like that, but when the time comes, if I can back this up with double force and just Street Wraith my way through, that'd be cool. Deathrite Shaman. Okay, well this is not the version of Lurrus I was expecting. I do love Deathrite Shaman. As a Jund and then Grixis player, this card has been core to every single deck I love before it gets banned. So I thought by extension I would enjoy playing Bug Midrange in Vintage, which was a deck when I first picked up the format, I guess about a year and a half ago. But I don't think Bug Midrange is really a deck anymore. But it was like the Deathrite deck, had Oko. It was a cool deck. But it never really spoke to me the way Doomsday did. Is this going to be what? Psychic Frog? Time Walk. It's a little more innocuous, I guess. Well, I'm not sure, actually. Time Walk is good when you have creatures, but they're not really using this Shaman for much here. I can take a hit for 1. I wonder if this means I'm going to Time Walk. I could Time Walk, Mystical Tutor for, I guess, nothing. Never mind. There's the Street Wraith on top of my deck. I'm not doing much else. They could have Bowmasters. What would I do if they had Bowmasters? I guess still not much. Cast Demonic Tutor. They're going to force a negation that. That's a good deal. I think now that they are pretty low on cards in hand, I think I do force Orcish Bowmasters. But it appears they do not have that. I did lose my Demonic... No, my Ponder out of my graveyard. Yeah, Deathrite Shaman, that's a real clock right there. Psychic Frog, I think we just ignore. I think we can win over the top of that. Alright, now let's Mystical Tutor for Ancestral. Now, Ancestral me. Nice. Now we'll do this and that. And now I will probe. See what's in the hand. Fatal Push, Abrupt Decay, Dig Through Time. Cast Time Walk. I don't need these forces. We should be able to win. I just need to hit Doomsday. Dig Through Time is pretty good at finding Doomsday. I think I'll keep the land, right? Because then... Well, that doesn't make sense. It'd still be a mana short. I need to hit Dark Ritual Doomsday off this Dig Through Time, which is not super unlikely. Yeah, I'll just bottom. Skull. Not really what I was hoping for, but that's okay. And then I gotta remember this Ancestral is in exile. Doomsday... Shit. Did not quite work out. I guess I'll take Chain of Vapor and bounce Psychic Frog, and then we'll try it again next turn. I'm cool with them getting a draw step. I don't want them drawing an additional card and maybe putting like Force, blue card, and more interaction beyond that together. Yeah. I also really want to dodge Wasteland. Let's do that. Alright, we'll try again next turn. I could have cycled Street Wraith and looked for Dark Ritual, but given that my Ancestral is in exile, I think Street Wraith would have been necessary to get me down to 2 cards in library. Alright, we should have this now. Cast Doomsday. Even if their mystery card is Force, I will force back. It is. Wild. Alright, Oracle. Lotus, Fluster, Fluster, I guess. It's not a great pile, but everything's face up here. Gush, Street Wraith. I guess I didn't even really need the Lotus, did I? I could have just gotten even more interaction for all the things I didn't need to play around. Alright, we'll take Fatal Push for sure. Not Snuff Out. Take Murktide Regent, and then a little Thoughtseize never hurt anyone. Daze can go. Chain can go. Mystical Tutor can go. And one Dark Ritual. And I think that's good. If I see any cards that are exceedingly powerful, maybe I'll think about Force of Negation. But as it stands, this seems pretty darn good to me. Yeah, on the draw, I'm more than happy to just settle in with a hand like this. Fatal Push some stuff. Maybe like misstep a Deathrite Shaman. You know, stuff like that. Dark Ritual. This deck definitely plays Wasteland, right? It must. I don't want another Dark Ritual. Alright, go like that. Undercity Sewers, yep. Misty Rainforest. Okay. Let's brainstorm right now. Definitely putting Sewers and Dark Ritual back. And there's Doomsday. Yeah, I'll keep this Underground Sea in case they hit me with like Wasteland. And if I spike like Street Wraith or Gush off the top. We might be looking at GG's. Yeah, they do have Wasteland, so I can't Time Walk win next turn. That's too bad. Take Force of Will. They have 2 Wastelands? Psychic Frog. Yep. Skull. Cast Time Walk. Land. Well, now I can push and Dark Ritual, which is, I suppose, what I should do. I hope they fight over the Fatal Push. They don't. Okay. Yeah, I think I'd rather resolve Doomsday than Skull here. I think it's exceedingly better. They don't think they can draw out of that. When the reality is I'd probably just put Ancestral on top of my deck, and if they drew Force, they could stop me. But, you know, I get it. Some people don't want to play against that. Some people don't want to play that out. Wow. Yeah, we kind of just shredded through stuff. I feel like these were pretty polarized games. I don't want to say like I played amazing or anything. I think there were a lot of situations where I had a really good draw and my opponents did not. And I think the games that were pretty intricate were the ones that I ended up losing. So in some ways, it's probably good that I'm not doing vintage championships, even though I'd really love to. I've only played a little bit of paper vintage, just like in between rounds at my weekly legacy night, and I think it'd be a fascinating experience. I would remember to recuse myself from some situations because I don't want to just like be bumbling and waste people's time. But I think I'd still like do okay. I think I would complete my matches with minimal embarrassment. I'm not sure if I'd win a single match, but I think it would be a really great experience. So hopefully next year I can do that. And unless something crazy happens, I think I'd be looking to play Doomsday because I don't know, I just love Vintage Doomsday. I know I'm not very good at it, but there's just something about finding those convoluted, crazy lines that really does it for me. Such a fun deck. Cool. Wow. Looking forward to seeing everyone at Eternal Weekend. I think it's going to be awesome this year. And it's coming up in a couple days. So thanks so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks again for helping me hit 2K. And happy Eternal Weekend. Let's go out and do it. See ya.